challenge we have right now is there are 4 million Australians at some point throughout the year who are food insecure, and we know that only half of them are seeking support. You heard me earlier say that we're assisting 710,000 people this month. That's not everyone. We need people who are struggling to put their hand up and ask for help. And if you're a parent out there that is struggling to put a meal on the table, let us know where you are. We can't get food relief to you if we don't know where you are. And we distribute our food through a network of 2,600 charities nationally. We're providing school breakfast programs in more than 2,000 schools nationally. So we've got a pretty good footprint. But we need to do better, and we've got to get to more people.
So you work through other charities. So the Smith family and the other people like that who are also out there raising money, but often just calling in for food. You work with them as well.
We do. You can think of us as a giant kitchen pantry for the welfare sector. So those 2,500 charities out there, they're your household names: Salvos, Vinnies, Anglicare, Red Cross, right down to local soup vans, soup kitchens, domestic violence shelters, asylum seeker refuges, you name it. All these charities are getting their food and groceries through food relief organisations, and in fact we're covering about 70% of the total food relief volume nationally right now. A huge effort.
And who gives you the food?
We are incredibly fortunate to have a network of extraordinary donors. So we have farmers out there who in the eastern seaboard are going through their own tough times right now with drought, but they donate their wonderful fresh produce. It might be fruit and veg that doesn't look quite right, but it's still nutritious and delicious. So it's your bananas that are too big for lunch boxes. It's the apples that are a little bit too small or too dented. We rescue those foods directly from farms. We also rescue rice. We have dairy products come through, eggs come through the system, and one of our most challenging things to access is actually meat protein, so chicken as well. We also work with the food and grocery industry, who are extraordinarily generous. So we work with about 70 multinational and national food and grocery companies and all of the major retailers as well. And they work together to make sure that food and groceries that may not otherwise make it to market, that might otherwise make it to landfill, can come to food relief organisations so that we can distribute it to those vulnerable families in need. It's an extraordinary collaboration, but gosh, we need more food.
And how do the families in need, how do you know who those families are?
Well, we can't. I operate out of Sydney. I visit a lot of capital cities. I'm talking to people all the time. But what we know best is those charities out there who are dealing with vulnerable people each and every day. They are the experts. They know how to get to these vulnerable people. So we rely very heavily on that network of 2,500 charities. We make sure they're registered with the ACNC, who's the national regulator for our sector, to make sure that they have charity status as well, and they can identify people who are vulnerable so that we can get those food and grocery items to them. And you're hearing me say groceries as well a lot, because despite our name being Food Bank, it's not just food. If you can't afford to put a meal on the table, the chances are you're probably struggling to buy shampoo and conditioner, sanitary items, nappies, batteries, light bulbs, you name it. These are all costly items in a household grocery shop. So we make sure that anything you can find in a supermarket, bar alcohol and tobacco, you can find in a Food Bank warehouse.
Gee, it's when you talk like that, I mean, it jolts people like me, and I realise how hopeless I am. I just haven't, thought about this in a long time, and I'm ashamed now when I hear, how much need there is. So how do people like me help?
Look, we rely so heavily on the generosity of the Australian public, and it's one of the things that makes me the proudest to be Australian. We are there helping people when they are at rock bottom, and when people are vulnerable, Australians step up and they help. And we rely so heavily on the generosity of Australians. We've got people out there right now who are supporting our fundraising appeals right across the country. Every food bank state and territory is fundraising right now to get more food through our warehouses. And the challenge we have right now is that we have such strong demand for food relief because so many people are struggling. Our warehouses are as empty as we've ever seen them. In fact, in 2 states, we've got the emptiest warehouses we've seen in history. In Victoria, it's the emptiest we've seen them in 8 years. We're really worried about what January and February are going to look like because we simply haven't got enough food in our warehouses right now to get us through what is traditionally a peak period. Because in addition to helping families day on day, we actually play an incredibly important role in natural disaster relief. So we're actually sending food and groceries out to drought-affected farmers right now. We're getting ready for bushfire season. We've already, in fact, been assisting with bushfires in Queensland. We know when cyclones hit and floods and other inevitable natural disasters over summer, we need to be ready to go. We are working there with first responders, so we are incredibly reliant on people supporting our fundraising appeals, holding food donation drives, and the community does a wonderful job because they ask us first. They don't assume they know what we need through these food drives. They come and ask us for our most wanted items and they proactively chase them, and I really do commend the Australian public, not only for your generosity, but for genuinely caring about people who are just like you and I, who've fallen on tough times, and we're going to help them back up again.
Yeah, look, I can tell you this, I'll be making a donation tomorrow.
Oh, you're a wonderful man. Thank you.
No, I'm not a wonderful man. I'm the opposite, because I should have been doing it every year. But I'll certainly make a donation tomorrow. That's a promise. And
that's wonderful.
I'll go home and ask the boss to write the cheque. But we'll do it.
Fantastic.
We shall do it. But look, thank you so much for your time. And more power to your arm. I just hope we can do anything I can do for you ever. You just let me know.
Terrific. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you, everyone, and a very Merry Christmas.
OK, thanks, Brianna. Merry Christmas to you too, and I shall be back in just a moment, and I'll come back and just introduce Paul Murray. What a pleasure that is.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to sing that song that I love. All you got to do is trust me.
You've seen the movie. Now get the soundtrack.
Are you looking to maintain your healthy cholesterol? Think Radel Polycosanol 10. It may help to increase your good HDL cholesterol, which can clear away any excess LDL cholesterol, keeping you healthy.
After 3 months of using Radel, I improved my cholesterol within the healthy cholesterol range by 16%.
Clinically studied to help you maintain your healthy cholesterol. Don't just feel good, stay good with Radel. Available at leading pharmacies and health food stores.
What are we doing this weekend?
Just the usual.
40 to 50% off all bikes and 20 to 40% off all kayaks and stand-up paddleboards. Play more, pay less.
Anaconda!
Looking for a hotel? Nobody beats Mr. Convincing on price.
Really? Their price? Hotels Combined Price. Their price? Hotels Combined Price. Don't be fooled. Before you book, check Hotels Combined.
Hotels Combined. Want to see how you can save over $500 in 5 minutes? Simple. Get a PD multi-car insurance quote. Go online now to pd.com.au to save an average of $505. Save! PD by Progressive Direct. A new way to save.
We're not gonna sit inside.
Nah. What about Run to Paradise?
Han, now you're talking.
Looking for a hotel? Nobody beats Mr. Convincing on price.
Really? Their price? Hotels Combined Price. Their price? Hotels Combined Price. Don't be fooled. Before you book, check Hotels Combined.
Hotels Combined.
Carpet have warehouses like this one all over Australia, stocking the widest range of carpet and timber flooring, like revolutionary Cortec LVT. 100% waterproof, it's tough, comfortable and quiet with over 40 stylish colours. Or Pergo Sensations Lemonade with a lifetime warranty and sealed waterproof surface, making it easy to maintain. And amazing Wood Effects vinyl planks starting from just $22.95 per square metre.